Hey guys, welcome back to the channel, AZ Triumphster. Happy New Year. Um, I hope you guys had a safe night celebrating, and I'm guessing probably some of you are still asleep right now due to last night's festivities. But if your New Year's resolution is to keep a cleaner motorcycle, then stay tuned. So some time ago, one of the channel subscribers asked, what I do to keep my bike so clean, and recommended that maybe someday I do a video on it. And throughout the course of doing several videos, I've had folks comment on the cleanliness of my motorcycle. So I wanted to share with you guys kind of my approach on some of this stuff, because it's probably not the most traditional approach, and hopefully you all can gain from it and maybe apply some of these things and make it a little bit easier for you on keeping your motorcycle clean. So first off, I want to start by saying that I have never washed this motorcycle this slim, like an official wash. But previous motorcycles, if I ever came to the point that I was going to wash it, whether I got stuck in the rain or went on a long ride and caught a lot of bugs on the front end or something like that, what I would normally do is I'd take a mild dish soap, and I put a little bit in the bucket here, and I add some water. I get enough in there to get this microfiber glove soaked, and I don't actually spray the motorcycle directly with water. I actually use the wet soapy glove to wet it down and then kind of wipe away the dirt, the grime, the bug guts, you name it. And then it's got a little more abrasive side here. If you're gentle, you won't mess up the paint, but you can get some of the harder remove stuff off with this. And then when I'm done with that, I empty out the bucket, I rinse out this, and then I put fresh water in here that's clean, and I use this with the clean water to essentially rinse the motorcycle, therefore again not putting any water directly on it. And then when I'm done, I use the absorber, kind of like a chamois, if you will, to wipe away most of the moisture. Now, what I find is with the hard water, and that being kind of like a chamois, it leaves very little streaks, but then I just kind of go back over it with a microfiber and a cleaner, typically like a mist type cleaner, to get away the streaks or any hard water left over. But with this bike in particular, I've just done spot cleaning in the meantime. And so what I've got here is kind of a list of a collection of different cleaners I've used over the course of my, we'll call it, motorcycling career. First and foremost, I would say the spray polish cleaner, or as some of you might know it, Honda polish. And it comes in many different forms or names, but you can get it at Cycle Gear, or locally at the Helmet Center, or probably order it online. The spray polish cleaner it's like a thick spray that you can either spray directly on the motorcycle and then wipe, or spray on a rag and wipe. What I find with that is that it leaves kind of a streaky residue. So I'm not too keen on using that unless there's something that's kind of embedded a little bit that needs to be kind of worked away without jeopardizing the paint on the motorcycle. So that works pretty good for that. Just want to mention this stuff real quick, the contractor solvent. For those of you that have taken off the reflectors here or on the back of the bike there, and it leaves any of that double-sided sticky tape 3M residue, this stuff is pretty gentle, but enough to, if you spend some time on it, will take all that sticky stuff off and won't leave, if you use the right rag, won't leave any micro scratches or anything. I want to mention Simple Green real quick because most of you probably recognize that as like an engine cleaner, degreaser for a car. I'm only bringing it up because when I had my Sporty 72, I had white walls on that bike, so I used this Simple Green to, with a rag, not a microfiber, but like just like a kitchen rag. I use it to keep the white walls clean, and I'd say it worked pretty good, and it's not expensive at all. So now I want to get into what I typically do with the Slim, what I've been doing since I bought it. First things first, quickest way to just get a layer of dust off the thing if there's no grime or streaks that you need to wipe away, you kind of have two options. One, if you have an air compressor and an air chuck, do it that way. Use some air to get the layer of dust off. And anyways, it's a step one to any sort of spot cleaning you're going to do anyways. Another option, if you don't have a air compressor, would be the California Duster or the California Mini Duster. I think this thing was $12. I ordered it from Walmart. I've used this on several bikes, and it's just a quick wipe away of any dust you might have layering the motorcycle. So from there, once I've got the dust off of it, what I've been using, first and foremost, was this Meguiar's Quick Detailer. It is a mist spray. You have two options. You can either spray it on the bike and wipe it off, or spray it on the rag and wipe. And if you saw this black bottle here in the background magically appear, it's because I had forgotten to bring it out and just remembered that more recently I purchased this gloss detailer from Harley, which they also make a detailer for like a matte finish or the denim finishes for Harleys. But I went to this gloss detailer and I was more impressed with it than I was with the Meguiar's. Meguiar's kind of does the job of what you would expect a very, very damp microfiber rag to do if it just had like water on it. The gloss detailer leaves a little bit nicer of a finish. And then I think what gets my thumbs up, I guess you would call it seal of approval, is this F11. My very good friend and owner and operator of Dean Speed Customs, Micah Dean Wilson, got this for me for Christmas, this F11. And while every time I saw him, he would ask me, hey, have you used it yet? And I would say, no, I haven't gotten around to it. It's because for some reason I thought it was going to be more complicated than it really is. I thought it was something that you had to put layers on, an activator, and this and that. But really, it's very simple to do. Just to kind of give you the, I guess, watered down version, is you spray it on and use a nice soft microfiber rag, probably something that hasn't been used with other cleaners or any sort of like detergent, and kind of wipe the stuff on as though it were a polish, and then wipe it away. And you kind of let it sit, and then you come back, and what's nice is then you can really use any cleaners such as the Meguiar's or the Harley gloss detailer, and it just I guess it kind of in a way beads and just wipes off very, very easily. And what I noticed is where I had detected previously on my on this billiard blue paint being a little bit darker, some micro scratches in some various parts just from the several times I've wiped the bike down, those micro scratches kind of disappeared, if you will. And I can attribute that to the quality of the F11. So, yeah, I mean, that's really the gist of it, guys. I mean, I gave you a lot of information, but I think my recommendation, if you, I don't know off the top of my head how much the F11 costs. I'm betting it's a little bit more than most of this other stuff. So if you're, on a budget or trying to, just go the cheap route, probably the gloss detail, the Meguiar's. But if you can spend a little bit more, I'd say go for the F11. I think you're going to be very impressed, especially if you have a gloss finish motorcycle. Whether it's new or old, I think even if you've got a little bit older of a motorcycle, it may bring that paint back to life a little bit. And then lastly, I would invest in a microfiber kind of glove. and maybe the mini duster, just kind of as a multi-faceted approach to cleaning your motorcycle. Well, that's it, guys. That's all I've got for you about this this topic, cleaning your motorcycle. Again, Happy New Year. I hope you all have a great 2020, and as I said before, there's plenty of good information to come, so subscribe to the channel, go ahead and like this video, and stay safe out there.